So you've decided to start a small business. That's incredible. But before you get too caught up in designing logos or picking out office furniture, we need to talk about the single most important tool you'll have, your financial plan. Think of it like a GPS for your business's money. It's a detailed document that shows you exactly where you are, where you want to go, and the best route to get there without running out of gas. Or in this case, cash. It's not just some boring spreadsheet you create once and forget about. It's a living, breathing guide that helps you make smart decisions every single day. A good plan will stop you from overspending and force you to think critically about every dollar. Without a financial plan, you're essentially driving blind. You wouldn't start a road trip across the country without a map, so why would you launch a business without one? This plan helps you secure funding if you need a loan, because banks and investors want to see that you've done your homework. They want to see that you understand your numbers and have a realistic strategy for turning a profit. More importantly, it gives you, the business owner, a sense of control and clarity. It helps you anticipate future challenges, like a slow sales month, and prepare for them ahead of time so you aren't caught off guard and forced to make desperate choices. The reality is that many small businesses fail within the first few years, and the number one reason is almost always poor cash flow management. They simply run out of money. A financial plan is your best defense against becoming another statistic. It forces you to be brutally honest about your potential income and, more crucially, your expenses. It's the difference between wishful thinking and having a concrete, actionable strategy. It's what separates the businesses that thrive from those that merely survive, or worse, don't survive at all. It's your responsibility to know every number inside and out. So let's be clear, a financial plan isn't just for big corporations with entire accounting departments. It's for the solo entrepreneur selling handmade candles from their kitchen, the freelance graphic designer, and the corner coffee shop. It's a fundamental building block for success, no matter the size of your operation. It provides the structure needed to grow sustainably, ensuring you're not just making sales, but actually building a profitable enterprise. It's about being intentional with your money from day one, which, as we know, is the key to building long-term wealth, both personally and professionally. All right, let's get into the details and build this thing. The first step is to figure out where your money is going. You need to list every single expense, and I mean everything. We'll start with your startup costs. Things like business registration fees, website development, initial inventory, and any equipment you need to buy. For example, if you're opening a small bakery, this would include your oven, mixers, and the first batch of flour and sugar. Then you need to list your ongoing monthly fixed costs, the bills that are the same every month, like rent for your storefront, software subscriptions, and insurance payments. Be meticulous here. Next up are your variable expenses, which are the costs that change depending on how much business you do. For that bakery, this would be your ingredients, packaging supplies like boxes and bags, and maybe your utility bills. You also need to account for marketing costs, shipping fees, and credit card processing fees. Don't forget to pay yourself. Your salary is a business expense. The goal here is to create a comprehensive list so you have a clear picture of how much money you absolutely need to bring in just to keep the lights on and operate month to month. Underestimate this, and you're setting yourself up for failure. With your expenses calculated, it's time to project your income. This can be tricky when you're just starting, but you have to make an educated guess. Be conservative and realistic. How many products do you think you can sell in a month? If you offer a service, how many clients can you realistically handle? Let's say you sell a product for $50. If you realistically believe you can sell 100 units in your first month, your projected revenue is $5,000. It's better to aim low and exceed your goal than to aim too high and constantly feel like you're falling short. This keeps you motivated and grounded in reality. Now you can set your financial goals. These need to be specific, measurable, and tied to a timeline. A vague goal like make a lot of money is useless. A better goal is achieve a net profit of $2,000 per month within the first 6 months. Another could be save enough cash to cover 3 months of operating expenses within the first year. These clear targets give you something to work toward. With your expenses, projected income, and goals in hand, you can finally create a budget. This budget allocates your projected income to cover all your expenses and hopefully leaves a little extra for profit and savings. Creating the financial plan is a huge step, but it's not a set it and forget it document. Your plan is useless if you don't actually use it to guide your actions. This is where tracking comes in, and you need to be disciplined about it. At the end of every week, or at the very least every month, you must sit down and compare your actual income and expenses to what you projected in your budget. Did you spend more on marketing than you planned? Were your sales lower than you expected? This process is called a variance analysis, and it's absolutely critical for your success. Let's stick with our bakery example. Imagine you budgeted $500 for ingredients, but ended up spending $700 because the price of specialty flour went up. At the same time, maybe you projected $5,000 in sales, but only made $4,000 because a local event you were counting on was canceled. By tracking this, you immediately see a problem. You have a $200 overspend on costs and a $1,000 shortfall in revenue. Without tracking, you might not notice this until your bank account is dangerously low. This regular check-in is your early warning system, giving you time to react before a small issue becomes a massive crisis. Once you identify these differences between your plan and your reality, you need to ask why they happened. This is the adjustment phase. Why were sales lower? Maybe your marketing message isn't resonating, or perhaps you need to find a new sales channel. Why were costs higher? Perhaps you need to find a new, more affordable supplier for your flour, or adjust your prices slightly to cover the increased cost. This is not about feeling bad that you didn't stick to the plan perfectly. It's about learning from the data and making smarter decisions moving forward. Your business is dynamic, and your financial plan must be too, so you adjust. You might decide to reallocate some of your budget from one category to another. Maybe you cut back on a non-essential software subscription to free up cash for a more promising social media ad campaign. Or you might update your sales forecast for the next quarter to be more realistic based on your first few months of data. This cycle of planning, tracking, and adjusting is the engine of financial management. It's a continuous loop that keeps your business healthy and moving in the right direction, ensuring you're always in control of your financial destiny instead of just reacting to it. Look, I know this can all sound intimidating. Spreadsheets, projections, tracking. It can feel like a lot, especially when you're already juggling a million other tasks to get your business off the ground. But here's the bottom line. You cannot afford to ignore this. Mastering your business's finances is not optional. It is the single most powerful thing you can do to ensure your hard work pays off. The clarity you will gain from having a solid financial plan is priceless. It removes the anxiety of the unknown and replaces it with the confidence of a well-thought-out strategy. Every successful business owner understands their numbers. You don't need a fancy MBA or expensive software to get started. You can begin right now with a simple notebook or a basic spreadsheet. The key is to just start. List your expenses. Make a realistic guess at your income. Set 1 or 2 simple, achievable goals. The plan doesn't have to be perfect from day one. In fact, it won't be. Your first attempt will probably be full of guesses, but that's okay. It's a starting point, a baseline that you will refine and improve over time as you gather more real-world data from your operations. The act of starting is more important than achieving perfection immediately. Think of the time you invest in your financial plan as an investment in your business's survival and your own peace of mind. Every hour you spend understanding your cash flow is an hour that will pay you back tenfold down the road. It will help you sleep better at night, knowing you have a handle on your finances and a clear path forward. It will empower you to make bold, strategic moves because you'll know exactly what you can and cannot afford. Don't let fear or procrastination stop you from taking this crucial step. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. So, my advice is simple. After you finish reading this, open up a spreadsheet and begin. Don't put it off until tomorrow or next week. Your journey to becoming a successful, financially savvy business owner starts with this one action. Create that first draft of your financial plan. It will be the most productive thing you do for your business today. Take control of your money, because if you don't, it will control you. Your future self, who is running a thriving and profitable business, will thank you for it. Now go get it done.